And I know I could be more creative and come up with poetic lines. But music is just it's a big deal to me, and I love it. I feel like it's just the most honest thing that I can do.
I'm taking sociology. That's my favorite one right now, just because it's so interesting to me, the way society works and why people are the way they are and the way history plays into it. It's crazy, and I love it. So like when it comes to education, it's like brain food, and I love to eat. So.
I remember I was in 5th grade and someone mentioned that word and I was like, what does that mean? I had no idea. And so that's when they explained to me, oh, that's when you're the top of your class. I was like, wow, I bet that's so cool. But I never thought that would be me.
One of my passions has always been football. I had never played football my whole entire high school career. Playing senior year was something I was looking forward a lot.
When I first came into Gateway, I think it's really, really funny. My mom actually has a recording of my first day, and it starts with me in the car, and I'm very anxious. She's like, it's time for you to get out the car. And I was like tearing up precisely because of how nervous I was.
Well, I played basketball ever since I was like 8, and then I just started doing track this year.
I'm in biomedical. That includes like forensics. We're opening a pig right now. Seeing how they work in speech therapists and figuring out ways so that their patients can communicate with them really inspired me. His name is Jesus Munoz. He is 8 right now. He has muscular dystrophy and Down syndrome. During COVID, the therapists could not come, so we would do FaceTimes and they would tell me what to do and I would do the therapies.
Oh, it's the only thing that's in my mind. You take me higher, say higher than I've ever been, babe. My sophomore year, I didn't really care for school. It wasn't important to me. Like before going to any classes, I would just leave with my friends and we'd go do whatever we wanted to do. I fell behind in school. Like I was like not going to my math class like for a month straight.
I went through a really traumatic experience freshman year, and I was homeschooled for half of the school year. So coming back, my anxiety levels were through the roof. I would get into I would bump heads with some of my teachers. Like, this is the most my anxiety has ever been, difficult to manage.
I have a younger sister. We do speak English at home, me and her, but when it comes to our parents, it's just Spanish. When I was going to school, I did not know any English. I didn't know how to read, speak, any of that. And on top of that, I was a very shy girl. So asking for help was out of the question.
This was early on in the season. It was week 2. So it was during practice. I was running a route and I sort of twisted it some weird way that ended up my right knee. I remember I felt a lot of pain. My knee popped and I fell to the ground and I was in a lot of pain. And they said that I had a complete ACL tear with a meniscus and I had to do surgery. That's really devastating, especially mentally, because I was going in to be a starter and to get more film, try to get out to college. And so for me, when I got injured, it hurt me a lot emotionally.
I come from a single mother Mexican home. When I think about my mom, sometimes I feel a little bit emotional. When I was in 5th grade, she was working 2 to 3 jobs. She would come home around 3 in the morning and I would leave my math homework there when I wouldn't understand. And even though she was tired, she'd been working, she would be running on 4 hours of sleep every day. She would still come home to the table and check it and make sure that I was performing the best that I could.
All my family were born in Nigeria. They came the same year I was born. It was for opportunity and safety as well. My father always instills in us that you're Nigerian first, you're American second. And always work very hard because not everything's gonna be given to you.
Over like quarantine and being online, it really like put the responsibility on me to take care of my schooling. Something has to give, you know? And so like what gave was like being irresponsible and just like not caring.
I just took time to take a step back and examine myself. What can I do better? It also allowed me to know that therapy is okay. And sometimes it's okay not to be okay.
I desperately needed help, so I reached out to a mental health clinic, and so that's how I started receiving help weekly, and I saw great improvement.
What's up, Vince? What you been up to? Even though my football season didn't go how I wanted it, there's been a lot of positives. So my passion, I've thrown it into taking harder courses, you know, something that challenges me.
So I applied to Daniels Fund, that was like around November time, I think. To be honest, I was kind of pessimistic. They had like a whole like TV broadcast. I just didn't know they was actually going to do the whole scholarship reveal right there. My mom, of course, she was very ecstatic. She was very screaming. It was just like a feeling of relief, like all hard work finally paid off.
I was a very reserved person, but I think I always had that sense of hard work and that work ethic. I did mock trial, and I think that's one of the biggest factors that helped me when it comes to public speaking. Buenos dias and good morning. My name is Dayanira Gallegos and I am a senior at Gateway High School in Aurora, Colorado. For the next phase of my educational journey, I am proud to say I have committed to Colorado School of Mines for Civil Engineering. This education will allow me to give back to my mother for all that she sacrificed for my sister and me. I want to be a great engineer who can one day build my mother a home of her own. A home that she will know will mean more than anything because it will be a representation of the seed of perseverance, hard work, and humility she instilled within me.
My story is about a young immigrant Latin girl who got inspired by her two younger brothers' special needs, which influenced her to become a great speech therapist.
My plans right now is go to Western University. That's where I'm going to. I want to major in biology and become a future dentist and hopefully be a walk-on on the football team too.
I paid my deposit last week, so I'm officially a student at Hampton University. My story is about a girl who's come from hardships and faced a lot of hard problems in her life to someone who's going to HBCU and is excited about her future. And honestly, I'm the girl who's gonna break generational curses and be that one that y'all remember.
I have done concurrent enrollment for roughly 2 years.
Karina Huerta Altamarino, Associate of Arts Psychology.
I'm very proud of it. It's one step closer towards my goal to be a counselor, a therapist for kids and teenagers.
My story, I'm going to CU Denver. I have like my tuition fully covered, which that's amazing. Like that was like a blessing like from God. With a little bit too much to say. If I could do this like for the rest of my life and make a living out of it, that's what I would do. You take me higher, say higher than I've ever been, babe. Just come over, let's